Welcome to all the replay viewers and welcome from sunny Florida. I am at the Beach House Beanery Cafe. Hello. Hey, Claudia. Thanks for joining. I'm at the beachfront Beach House Beanery Cafe. Good morning, and it is a beautiful sunny. Who is that? Oh, hey there, Stephanie. Thanks for joining. It's a beautiful Monday morning, as you can see. I have an appointment here in a few moments, and so I just wanted to take the time to scope with you guys a little bit from this gorgeous scene. I am having my green smoothie, and I wish I could tell you it tastes good, but it's good for me. Spinach and almond milk and flaxseed and some other stuff that we all need, right? So yeah, so it's a gorgeous day today. So listen, I'm always in a rush every time I do a scope, but at least you know that I won't keep you too long because my appointment will be here shortly. So let me turn this baby around. There. So a couple of things before I get started this morning. One is blabbing. I'm blabbing, blabbing again, doing what I love to do, chit-chatting and talking tonight at 8 o'clock. Please join us. It's on divorce and abuse. And I will have 3 guests. I'll have Stephanie, who's on with us. Stephanie, throw up an emoji so everyone can see who you are and follow you. She's a part of Perry Girls. And I will have Nicole, and I will have, oh my gosh, what's his name? Victoria's dad. He will be there as well as a guest. And he was on my first blab. And he's going to be talking about alienation of parents during a divorce. So lots of great guests. Please share it with those that you know are going to need this information for people who are going through a divorce, and they're going through a divorce with an abusive person. So again, join us tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll be holding another blab on the 27th, and this one is on healing, and I will have Reverend Linda with me. I don't have Linda's last name, but I'll make sure to have that on my next Periscope. And I'll also have Gemma, who does ancestral healing. So that's going to be a powerful one with the 3 of us. So definitely want you guys to join. So listen, stop lying to yourself. I was thinking about this as I reflected back on the lies that I keep telling myself sometimes. Hey there, Veronica. And I do this once in a while, and I, revert back to some old ways of being and some old habits, right? And happy Monday. Thanks for joining. And one of the things, and you heard me talk about this, is the self-examination, right? So, Marjorie, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you about to do what you're doing? And when I self-examine it and when I ask myself, and I'm honest with myself, it always comes back to, well, I'm afraid of something. I'm afraid of rejection, right? That's a big thing for me. I'm afraid of rejection. And why are you afraid of rejection? What is rejection going to really do? And it always goes back to the trauma that I had, the way I felt when my ex-husband rejected me, the way I felt feeling like I was abandoned, right, and alone. And it always goes back to that, and this fear of being left alone, and this fear of homelessness, and this fear of not being able to support myself. And it really prevents me a lot of times from moving forward and doing the thing that I know I was called to do and I am equipped to do, right? So there's a rejection thing. So we're lying to ourselves when we keep telling ourselves the same story. You have been believing what someone has told you for so long, and now you are continuing to tell yourself the same thing. And this is what I talked about in my last scope when I said you're going against yourself. You keep going and pushing against your true nature with these types of lies, with these things that you're believing. Now, A lot of times when this happens, I'm talking from a place of trauma, right? I'm talking from that place. But we can be stripped of our identity over a long period of time. That can happen from childhood. There are many of us who have experienced abuse, maybe in our adolescence years, long before we even got into an intimate partner relationship with someone. And so the stripping of your identity happens over time. And every time that happens, there is a lie attached to that. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you, JC. I can't read the whole name. It's so, please put in your a name for me so I'll be able to address you properly. But anyway, so as I was thinking about this, I was sitting, I want you to picture this. Imagine a little child in the middle of a theme park, just say Disney World. It's a crowded theme park, in the middle of the theme park, and you feel lost. You can't find your parents. Jennifer, thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. You're in the middle of this theme park, and you can't find your parents anywhere. But now I want you to think about it this way. That little child is you. That little child is you. You're standing in the middle of this crowded theme park, and you are calling out for yourself. You're calling your name. You're looking for you. And people are walking by you, and no one's paying any attention. No one is paying any attention to you. And you feel lost and alone and abandoned, and you're calling out for yourself. Now, imagine if you, this little child, you sit right in the middle of this crowded theme park, all these people walking around you. You sit down, you close your eyes, and you go inward. And you tune out all the distractions, all the chaos around you, all the people around you, and you go in and you ask for inner guidance and what you should do. Where should you go? At that very moment, you sit there and you listen for the prompting. You listen for the direction. Your inner guidance, your inner compass kicks in. You stand up and you're going to walk. You don't know how long this journey will take you. You don't know what's going to happen along the way, but you walk. Now, as you're walking through the park, along the way, someone's going to hand you a guidebook, a map. Along the way, someone's going to hand you something cold to drink or something for substance, some food. Along the way, you're going to see these beautiful moments of families taking pictures and laughing and having fun, these beautiful moments of inspiration. And all the way through your journey, these are the things that show you that you're supported. Now imagine if this child, if you did not do that, if you continue to stand in this crowded place and keep crying out and calling out, what are the lies you're going to start to believe? No one cares. I've been abandoned, right? Exactly. And even if you start to walk aimlessly around this park, what's going to happen is you're going to keep walking in circles. You're going to see the same pattern, the same people, the same things are going to start coming up again and again and again. And you're not going to see the person that is handing you a guide or a map. You're not going to be able to see the person who is trying to give you substance, food to eat, something to drink. You're not going to see the beautiful moments of inspiration of the things and the people around you, because you are aimlessly walking around in your stuff. And while you're doing this, that's right. And while you're doing this, you're believing the lies along the way. We create these lies that keep us stuck in this circle, that keep us stuck in this pattern because we're staying in that story. And the lie is, part of that lie is you're not supported. You're not supported. You don't have what you need to get through this. And you do. That's right. And your heart hardens. And so what ends up happening is we end up finding comfort in these lies. And we stay there in the fear. It's all rooted in fear. All of it. Every lie you continue to tell yourself during that time. So that's why I want you to know that whatever's keeping you stuck in a holding pattern, what's keeping you walking around in circles, to stop the lies, to drop the lies, and to open yourself to truth, the truth that is within you right now, waiting to move you forward. Does anyone understand what I'm saying to you today? You can't stay sitting calling out. That's everything is within you to stand up and stop the lies. And they're subtle. They're subtle because we've been believing them for so long. Okay? We've been believing them for so long to where it just becomes part of second nature in our lives. And so that's just how we're walking out our lives. That's how we're doing it. So I'm here to tell you we're going to stop the lies. And this is why I wanted to bring about the Phoenix process. The Phoenix process, one of the processes in this is the very first process. This is one of those things where when you're pulling off a Band-Aid, you know, when you pull off that Band-Aid and it hurts. This is that first part where you start to shed. You start to shed the lies that are burdening you and that are keeping you stuck. And it's like a scab. That's why when I talk about the healing process, that's right, it's a tape that keeps replaying in your mind. So what do you have to do? You have to record something new, all right? But I would say recording something new, but you also have to, how are you going to get rid of the old message that's playing? How are you going to get rid of the old stuff that keeps playing in your head? You have to start releasing it. You have to start letting it go. It's like the example that I was going to give you about that scab. Yeah, that wound has somewhat healed and there's a scab there, but it needs to drop. That scab needs to drop. And that is the thing I think that we hold on to, is that we see that the wound is somewhat healed and there's a scab there, so it's showing us, and then we just keep walking around with it. Exactly. Our soul wounds. So that is why I want you all, those of you that are hearing this and you know within yourself that this is you, I want you to join us for the Phoenix process. Because like I've been saying all last week and I've been saying in my blabs, I'm talking about an issue that is so critical to the world. And whether your issue is domestic abuse or it's something else, whatever it is, in order for you to go out and heal and teach and empower and whatever your calling is, you've got to dig deep and do that healing within yourself. And that inside healing, it takes commitment and it takes courage for you to say, you know what, I know that. I have been lying to myself and I don't want to lie no more. I want to walk in truth. I want to speak truth. I want to live truth. And you cannot do that. And let me tell you something. You know how many people out there that when they talk to you, they lying. They are just straight up lying. You almost cannot believe anything anyone's saying because so many of us are walking a lie. We are afraid to be transparent. We're afraid to be vulnerable in who we are. Stop lying to yourself. So stop lying to yourself, and then we stop lying to other people. That's right. Most definitely. So here's the thing. Self-examination is the other part of the shedding period. So what you want to do is how you can start practicing this yourself is start asking yourself every time you making a decision that impacts your life, and every time you're about to say something, every time you're about to do something, you ask yourself, what is my motivation? Where is this coming from? Because I will guarantee you most times it's from fear. then you go back and you revisit that. You examine that and see why you're still holding on to that lie, and why you're holding on to that fear. So guys, again, I want you to join me tonight on Blab. This is an important discussion. Share it with anyone that you know that can use this information, divorce and abuse. And I'm going to have 3 other guests on as well. If you didn't catch the last one last week, it was awesome. We were on for an hour and a half defining domestic abuse. It was a powerful discussion. So I want you to check that out, and that's on my replays on Blab, and that's also on my YouTube channel. So I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing those of you that are going to be a part of this experience with the Phoenix Process. You can go to marjoriephoenix.com/the Phoenix Process. You can join us there. The classes start, I don't even call them classes, the experience starts on Monday at 8 p.m. for a small group of women. And then I'll be back here again on Wednesday to talk with you guys. You can catch me anywhere on social media as Marjorie Phoenix. And as always, it's my pleasure to be able to share space with you. And as I always say, go out and change the world. Now let me leave this beautiful view today. And hopefully you guys can join me for a retreat in February and be able to experience this beautiful view. Bye-bye, Claudia. Talk to you soon. Bye, Veronica. You guys be blessed.